Hello, everybody. Hello, Ahmed. Good afternoon. We are just waiting for some friends to join and some Facebook friends to come hang out with us, and then I'm going to get started. Where are you from, Ahmed? Okay, so we are getting started. Hello. Okay, are you from Saudi Arabia? Hello. I hope you're well. I hope your fast is going well. And I'm going to get started, Ahmed. So today I am continuing the series that I started yesterday, which is all about talking about topics that we deal with every single day. But in conjunction to that, if you are about to take the IELTS examination, these are super hot topics that you will need to be proficient in for speaking part 1. And so very simply, I'm going to work through a couple of questions that come up based on the topic of study for today, and give you sample answers based on myself. From there, you can take my samples and replace the information so that it suits you. So today, like I said, I'm talking about study, right? And this is a big topic. Most of you guys are studying something, right? You might be at university, you might be studying from home. I'm studying, I work full-time, but I'm also studying. So in one way or another, we're all kind of students, right? So here we go. Here we're starting with the first question would be, what are you studying? So Ahmed, for example, what are you studying? Tell me. So a typical answer could be, well, I'm majoring in English, so I'm dealing with a ton of grammar, literature, lexical work all day. I have a lot of assignments, and there are many different texts that I have to read. Right? Ahmed, you say that you're studying accounting. Very good. So you could say, I'm majoring in accounting. And this means that I deal with a lot of numbers, calculations. I have to learn formulas, and all of it needs to be done on digital technology as well. So I have to learn many different new things at the same time. Okay, so that's an example just for you, Ahmed. All right. What's really important is the structure that you use. If you are studying at the present moment, you want to use the continuous structures. So, for example, I'm currently studying accounting or English, and I'm dealing with, learning. Very important that you use the correct structure so that your listener knows that actually you're studying at this moment. Well, it's ongoing, of course. All right. The next one, why did you choose that? Ahmed, maybe you can tell me. Why did you choose that? So in my particular case, studying English. So my answer would be, I have a knack for languages. I actually speak another 2 languages. But ultimately, I want to teach it and hopefully be a part of someone else's future. How about you, Ahmed? So it doesn't really matter why you chose the subject. The question begs how you respond to it. So even if you respond in negatively, like you don't like it, you're only doing it for some other reason, how you present it is really important. So the real reason I got in with my friends, okay, so that is a good enough reason, but now you've got to use it correctly. You've got to use it grammatically correct. So you could say, well, I didn't choose it because I like it, but I got in because my friends are doing that particular subject and I wanted to be with my friends. Okay, very important. If you want to talk a little bit more about it, you just need to consider that you need to circumnavigate certain questions. So the next question that usually comes after this is, do you like it? Do you like studying that? And if you joined for a reason other than you really like doing it, you've got to think about that. So otherwise, you just say, no, I don't really like it, but I have to study something. I've met a ton of people who are studying something just because they have to study, and they don't find a lot of joy in it. It just is the way it is, right? But for the purpose of answering, you need to use the correct structures. So consider that. If you, Ahmed, you say you're enjoying it, well, that's great. That's great. Apart from the fact that accounting is a pretty versatile subject to be studying, you can work pretty much all the time, right? You can find work quite easily. It's pretty broad. Okay, the next question would be, what's the most difficult part? So here you might want to think of what challenges you in that particular section of your studies. So for me, it's the workload. So I would say definitely the workload. There are many assignments, one after the other, and the deadlines are really, really close. Plus, the reading is really intensive. In fact, I had to change or adjust my prescription for my glasses 3 times in 1 year. So the workload is intense. All right. So consider what is challenging and transform that into an answer. So Ahmed, why is it challenging? Hi, Hamza. Hi, Julian. Hi, Sarif. Why is it challenging? No, not why is it challenging. What do you find difficult in it? So in my answer, I used a particular structure. I have had. So this is the present perfect. I use the present perfect because the action started in the past and has an effect on the present time. I'm still studying, but even if I had finished studying, I still have the consequence of that past time now happening. It's still present. So there's a connection to the action that started in the past and now. And so therefore I've used the present perfect. Hi, Julian. The next one. What is the best thing about your university, school or college? What is the best thing about your university? For me, it has to be the fact that it's online. Yes, I work full time, so it has been wonderful to be able to set a specific schedule that suits me. And the online platforms are really amazing, very avant-garde, and it is really convenient and much cheaper. So that's what I really, really enjoy about studying at my university. This is my case. You might be studying at a physical university. You may be even living on campus. So you might want to talk about your life on campus. So you could say, I'm really enjoying having the space to learn more about other people on campus. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy going out with friends after class. It's a lot of hard work, but there's always somebody that you can talk to. Plus, I get back to the dorm and I get to have a conversation, talk about my day. If something didn't go really well, I've got somebody to touch base with. And then, of course, having somebody always there to support me really helps. So that sort of campus life is what you would be talking about. If you don't stay on campus, you could talk about the facilities or the type of support that you get from your school. So you can talk about your teachers. I really love my school because I only go there in the morning. I have my afternoons free, but my teachers are always available for me. So keeping it really simple, but talking about what really helps you. All right. The last one is, what sort of job would you be able to apply for when you are finished? What sort of job would you be able to apply for when you are finished? For me, so many. I can be an English teacher, I can be a TEFL teacher, copy editor, proofreader, I can design course books, I can be an author, I could write screenplays, I can even be a language counselor if I want to. So there are many different angles that I can take. So think about that. What could you do with your studies once you are finished? If you're studying something that you're not certain is going to put you in a direction to get a job, then you should talk about that. You could say, well, I am studying humanities. However, I think that I may have to specialize in a particular field within humanities because it'll be difficult to get a job otherwise. All right, so talk about your specialization. So this sort of brings me to what makes a good answer. So what I really think you ought to consider are those basic structures, because if your basic structures are solid, if they are robust, then you can build on that. If you do not use the correct form of the present simple and the present continuous, the past simple and the present perfect, those are the four main ones, it becomes a bit more difficult to become a bit more complex. Your basics need to be sound. Hello, Pema. Nice to meet you. So you really want to focus on those. And then you want to look at vocabulary and chunks of vocabulary, guys. So when you listen to my answers, you'll find things like majoring in, dealing with, have a knack for. These are all collocations. Collocations are key. These form the foundations of solid vocabulary and are going to help you a lot. So this is particularly important for those that are taking the IELTS examination. This in speaking part 1 is going to be crucial. Big no is to give short and one word answers. You do not want to say, for example, what are you studying? And then just one word. You want to extend your answers as much as possible without exaggerating, of course. You don't want to tell them your life history, but you want to give a little bit of background information. So going back to my very first question, what are you studying? You don't want to say maths or history. You want to say, well, I'm majoring in English. So there's a lot of different subjects that I have to focus on within English, like literature and grammar and lexis and phonology, but I'm loving it. All right, so you want to give a little bit more, you want to extend it. You can be quite technical if you want. So you could say, well, I'm studying a Bachelor of Arts and I'm majoring in English and literature. I'm not too sure where I'm going to go with this at the moment, but I'm really feeling teaching. Okay, so very important. Focus on your basic grammatical structures. Work out what you want to say. Write it out. Word it so that you can hear yourself saying it, and extend your answers as much as possible. And this is going to hold you in good stead, whether you are taking the IELTS examination or just having a conversation, right? The more you extend, the more you invite conversation. If you give one-word answers, you are sort of cutting any possibility of conversation happening. And remember, it might be a simple topic about study and work, which you probably might think, oh my gosh, this is so boring. I've spoken about this a million times. I've studied about this a million times. But actually, can you hold a conversation about this topic? Could you talk about it for half an hour? This is where you want to go. All right. This is where you want to, what you want to be able to do. You want to be able to hold a reasonable conversation with somebody about these simple topics. All right. So challenge is there. Work out answers to these 5 questions that I posed. Practice them. Sound them out. Listen to yourself. Record yourself and see where you can improve. All right. The questions were, what are you studying? Why did you choose that? What's the most difficult part of your studies? What's the best thing about your university or your school? And what sort of job will you be able to apply for when you are finished? Hi, Hilson. Oh, hi, guys. So these are really, really important. Okay. Remember, accuracy is not the only important factor here. Yes, you want to have good grammar, especially if you're taking the examination. However, if you are not taking an exam and you're dealing with conversation, what you really want to be focusing on is continuing the conversation, guys. You need to be able to extend your conversation intelligibly, all right, without repeating yourself. All right, so go out there and try and get as much vocab in there and practice that English, even with the simple topics. Oh, Hilson, I love English 1 too. All right, guys, I've reached the end of my talk today. Tomorrow, I'm going to be talking a little bit more about your hometown. So yesterday we spoke about work, today study, tomorrow hometown and home. All right, so we're going to be I'm going to be giving you questions and sample answers on that. And with that, I'd like to remind all of you that, like Hilson, who is an ex-student of English 1, you want to be an English 1 student. Join us. Our lessons are online. We have group classes, specialized group classes, private lessons, and so much more. Our students, our online students are all have access to fantastic chats and social clubs included in their packages. So they never run out of places to have conversation and practice their English from the comfort of their home. So if you're interested in any of these, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We are on all platforms, or you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, watch all our videos free of charge, and check out all of our details on the description boxes. Okay, so with that, I love you and leave you. Have a fantastic evening or day if you have just woken up. And my name is Nicoletta. I am the Academic Director and English teacher at English One in Cape Town, South Africa. Mwah. Peace out, guys. See you tomorrow.